Thanks for hanging out in the arcade. We are 5 Live. I am Bobby T. Today talking about Hasbro Star Wars releases. Hey there, 5 Live family. We are going over some crazy amount of Star Wars stuff that we had just seen coming out of the International Toy Fair at the Javits Center in New York from Hasbro. So we're just going to jump right in because we have a lot to talk about. It is going to be a packed video, so get ready, guys. First up is going to be Han Solo from the new Han Solo movie. I do love this sculpt, and I can see a lot of people getting into the customization of this. It's a very clean sculpt. It's exactly what you think. I love the brown jacket with the shoulder pads. I think we're going to see a lot of customizers painting that. I can see it black with gray pads. I think would be really awesome, but I digress. We're only speaking of what we see. The next up is going to be the Range Trooper. This dude looks awesome. I love the mixed media. He's got as I'm looking at this, he has a furry collar, and it looks like a cloth wrap around his waist. This is great. I love mixed media myself. Right now, Knights of the Slice with the Death Knight has a cape that comes with that, and it really brings the figure to the next level when you have a good flowing piece. So if you get a chance, go check that out. Next on the list is the figure I am most excited for in this line, which is Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, the Childish Gambino himself. He is awesome. I love the way they posed him and just a chilled out. He is Lando Calrissian to the bone. I don't think they could have cast this one better. So we're going to see what we get out of this one. He's got the awesome cloak, and that scarf is great. So we have Kira is the next on the list. Kira is played by Emilia Clarke, the mother of dragons herself, Daenerys Targaryen. She's going to be awesome in this role, as she always is. The figure looks great. I really think they nailed it much better than Funko did. Funko was a roundabout way, her face. This is spot on. I love the hair too. This is a haircut I could for some reason see my daughter getting, so we can turn this into a BobbyT figure up in the future. Sticking with the 6-inch Star Wars black figures, we have a few more releases, and these are things that are going to fill in some gaps, and this is what I'm actually most excited for, because as a huge collector of this line, I look at it and I see what's missing, and they are hitting it. Finally, we finally got our C-3PO last year, and now we are going to get a lot of things here. So we have Rey in her hunting for Luke Skywalker gear. We have, and it's kind of nice because, again, going back to that mixed media, it's cloth stuff, and it's really good. The Captain Rex. I don't know how many of these I'm going to buy, but a lot. I'm going to buy a lot of these. He has that mixed media wrap around his waist. The shoulder pauldron is just beautiful. The likeness is spot on. I want an old Rex who actually, weirdly enough, looks exactly like me. So hopefully I'll pop a picture up of these two things. It's kind of funny. Love the helmet, though, with the horns and the hashes on the side. So we're seeing here also in the picture, now I don't know if they're going to do a re-release here, but it is just a standard StormTrooper. I know there's a lot of army builders out there who absolutely love this figure. I have a few myself, and I love it too, so I get it. Keep releasing the StormTrooper. I think we're all pretty much fine with that. We're also looking at Forlom. Now, here's where that gap was sitting there. We have received Boba Fett, and we got IG-88, and we got Bosk. So we're still waiting for Zuckuss, Forlom, and Dengar, and we are getting Forlom finally, and we're getting Dengar. So awesome. The man of the mummy wrap himself is going to make his appearance. I am very excited. He's got that assassin droid armor on his chest. Just looks so cool. Staying in this line, but getting off of bounty hunters, we have Grand Moff Tarkin, and he comes with the interrogation droid. So this is going to look really good for any Dio builders who want to make just a great piece. We now have a good Darth Vader, a awesome Grand Moff Tarkin, and that 40th anniversary Leia with the cloth is perfect. So little diorama there. There's DJ. Really great figure. I love this jacket that he's wearing from episode 8. Benicio del Toro's character. Absolutely love this dude. His body is very basic too. So I always speak to customizers. As a customizer, I see this and I see putting my own head on this thing. We're going to get some Jawas in the standard red and black box form. That's great because they had only come available through the 40th anniversary line. Everyone went nuts for them. They were very hard to get on shelf. So this is going to give us another shot at that one. So that's pretty cool. There's a Rebel Trooper from episode 4 wearing the black vest and the pants. That I do like too. I actually wear vests. Martin busts me for it all the time. But yes, my arms aren't cold, but my body is. So Lando Calrissian from Return of the Jedi in his bounty hunter gear, holding that glaive. The facial expression is perfect. I love this figure. I think so far of this entire line, I'll be getting guaranteed Tarkin, Dengar, Jawas. I mean, truthfully, I'm going to get everything, but things I'm most excited for. That Lando Calrissian 4-LOM looks awesome, and I mean, Rex is beyond the pale. I cannot wait. The other reason, we have Cody already. So we're going to have Rex and Cody together. That's really cool. So diorama people, I mean, are you excited? Leave some comments. Please, leave them down here because I know I'm getting pumped. So they're going to be hitting a second wave, I guess technically a third wave of the retro line. It was very successful with Star Wars, with Marvel. I love the figures that they did, so keep rolling these out. But let's get a good figure selection together. I don't like this figure selection, and the reason is very apparent. You know, here on the show, we are discount hunters. We love toys, and we do not want to spend a ton of money. So we very clearly know that the Jyn Erso figure is one of... Peg warming isn't enough. Peg insulating? There are so many of these still available. You can receive them on Amazon for $5 and $6 sometimes. So why? Just because you threw it into a better package, $20? I don't think so. And if you're talking about GameStop, $22.99. Target will be $19.99. So the price is kind of all around, but $20 is really what we're talking about here, and that's just not acceptable. So without really doing much to the Jyn Erso figure outside of what you've already done, I don't understand why doing this, but gotta fill a line, I guess. We also have Snoke. This Snoke is the same Snoke that came with the Throne playset, but by himself. I think this is really cool too. Funny thing about this Snoke, it's a lady's body underneath. They needed to make him thin and I guess hipped. So it is pretty funny when you take the skirt up. He's a lady. And Kylo Ren. Okay, why are you releasing Kylo Ren again? I don't need a new package of Kylo Ren. I understand he's part of the story here, but this isn't okay. This Kylo Ren figure has been around for so long. I can still find it on almost every Toys R Us shelf. It's on Amazon in add-on deals. Why is this $20 again? Was there a buyback program and they just said, okay, we'll just throw them into some different... I'm hitting the mic. I'm getting so crazy over here. Are they trying to recycle stock? Whatever it is, please stop. I'm not paying $20 for that. All right, and then finally, for the Star Wars Black line, we are looking at some really cool pieces here. One is the Rey on the speeder bike. Now, we've already seen this in the Luke and the Land speeder, but the one we haven't seen yet, however, is the Dewback. It's going to be a Sand Trooper, with I believe a baby blue pauldron and a little bit of aging on a really awesome Dewback. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Those will more than likely be premiering around that $50 mark, $50, $60 like they did originally, but they dropped really fast. So keep your eyes on these. So we're going to see another phase of the 10 to 12 inch scale action figures. These are 5PA full plastic, usually no elbow articulations, really just at the hips, the head, and the shoulders. I do like them because they do have ball jointed heads a lot of times, so you do get a little bit of action out of them. This line is going to be for the Han Solo. You're looking at Han Solo, Chewbacca, Kira, a Stormtrooper, which I really like with those multicolors. I've always been a fan of the Scout Trooper, so this is really cool. And finally, again, best in the line, Lando Calrissian. So keep your eye out. These usually range in like the $10 mark area. So next will be what is coming out of Toy Fair as one of the hottest things, and it is the Chewbacca. It seems like every time the Toy Fair comes around, Hasbro drops one awesome thing. This I think is going to be it. It is expensive. It's going to be $130. You can talk to it, tickle it. It talks back. It's a really involved play piece. It's also fully hairy. It's not sculpted plastic, so it looks like a little teeny tiny Chewbacca in your house, and it's gorgeous. I love this thing. We will more than likely get one down here in the arcade because BobbyT loves, as she calls him, Baka. So we will more than likely be doing that. So get ready to see a review of it. That said, $130 does kind of price them out of a lot of people's game. This may be a toy of the year, but for only a limited amount of people. My quick suggestion here, I know this is a Toy Fair episode, but my, as a dad suggestion, would be get the Chewbacca talking mask. It's $20 and it is way better. It's way more fun, and I have yet to meet a person who doesn't crack up when they see it. So this is awesome. Will cost a lot of money, and I love when you take a look, it does a Wookiee laugh, which I didn't know was a thing. So because Hasbro is also owner of the Nerf license, we will be seeing a Han Solo blaster in orange and gray with the white and green darts. Really cool piece. Very safe. Doesn't look like a real gun whatsoever. I do believe it's going to be making sounds. I still think this is a great piece, but the best one came from the Power of the Force many years ago. It was a little bit smaller, and it just made a little more sense. It felt better in the hand. It did not shoot darts, however, and this one does. So last on the list here we're going to talk about is Mighty Mugs. I think this is Hasbro's knee-jerk reaction. Kind of a little late in the game, but we'll get into that in a second. Into the vinyl, very stylized version toy. Much like the Pop. What's interesting about Mighty Mug is they've released this in the past. Mighty Mug was a license. It was just very, very static. It was really just paint on a very static figure, but it was very much the time. A lot of stuff at the time was the Kid Robot, Dunny, and Money, so it made sense that this is what you would probably go towards. Funko changed that. Funko gave a little more action, a little more detail. It took them time, but now Hasbro's getting back into that game. And what they're doing, I think, is pretty cool with the push-down heads. It really works in some cases, feels forced in others. I think a good example of forced is the C-3PO, which will be coming out here. It's just it makes the face look a little weird. However, when you look at the Captain Phasma and her three faces, she has her standard face, and it's cool because it looks inset, but look at the Phasma mask and it kind of has that detail. So you'll push the head down once, you get the standard mask. You push it down a second time, you get what is my favorite Phasma scene, and hopefully is everybody's, the Rebel Scum scene right as she dies, with the broken, you could see her eye underneath the mask. Absolutely amazing. So you're going to be able to push that head, get that one. And the third set of eyes is what Mr. Potato Head would call the angry eyes. They're squinty and mean, but absolutely look cool in this situation. But the best of the line here so far, to me, is the Maz Kanata. She looks so good, and actually I love the glasses do a good job of kind of hiding the line of where the sculpting stops and the flip around head begins. They did a really good job with it, especially because Maz has those eyepieces. So she has her standard nice Maz face. Then she has her big, I will call them anime eyes. Love that look. But then she's got the best look, which is the why are you here look, the squinty eye. I'm a squinty eye guy, I guess, because I love the Phasma too, but she has these squinty skeptical eyes. This is a good line. I really am enjoying it. So far we've seen Rey, Chewbacca, Leia, Luke, Darth Vader, and Kylo Ren. I like them so far. So hey guys, thank you very much for hanging out here in the arcade one more time with BobbyT. We'll be looking at tons of stuff from Toy Fair coming up, as there's more coming out moment by moment, and we will actually be there soon. I believe on Monday we'll be checking out the actual Toy Fair. BobbyT will be down there in New York at the Javits Center. So remember folks, you bought it because you love it, and that's all that matters.